Good morning. Bill Hurtado with Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. Frederick, we're about 25 miles north of Denver right here. Easy to find us on the map that way, centralized in the nation here. Today, it's my privilege to show you one of the latest innovations from Winnebago. Now, many of you have seen the Solis Pocket before in a model called the 36A. The 36A does not have a bathroom in it, so it's, I guess you could call it kind of a day runner, if you will. But this one is a fully self-contained motorhome because it has all three elements to justify that: cooking, sleeping, and toilet facilities. So in a sense, you could say that this one would truly qualify for, say, interest deductibility on a loan. Because it does have all those three elements and fully self-contained. So let's talk a little bit about this. This is the brand new 2024 model 36B Solis Pocket from Winnebago. What a fantastic invention these guys came up with here. So at only 17 foot 10 inches total overall length, 9 foot 5 inches height, this is the smallest in the fully self-contained field of motorhomes that you can get right here. They have this ceramic gray color on this 24, which is absolutely wonderful. I've become a big fan of the new colors, the new trendy colors, if you will, that many auto manufacturers are coming out with now. That ceramic gray is kind of a flat gray right there that's just really sharp looking, offsets with the black accents very well. So this fully self-contained motorhome, I might say that several times here, is pretty impressive. So really nice design on the ProMaster chassis right here. This has the ability to give you easy swivel around seats, increasing your living room space up here. Very user-friendly on controls and features up in the dash, which we'll get to a little bit later. As we move over here, we're on the patio side, if you will, and you're out using this motorhome. Couple of things: you do have a nice outside table here. If you're off center a little bit, of course it is adjustable, so you can always have your table on a nice flat surface right there. This has a very nice screened in area right here with the magnetic release on it. So easy in and out, but of course very bug friendly on the inside, if you will. They positioned the refrigerator on this one here at the outside, so you can get to it easily from inside or outside. That is a 12-volt refrigerator, so that is working all the time. It, of course, cycles on and off, so it's not draining your battery so fast. But that, coupled with the 190-watt solar array up on the top, just makes it's a really good match electrically. Now, speaking of electrical usage on this, when we get inside, I'm going to show you the new EcoFlow system that is on this unit right here, and it's really fantastic. So we'll talk about that in a minute. From the outside over here, of course, you do have a 12-volt outlet and USB ports and AC power close by for anything you want to do outside. All right, new wheels on this now. Those are a really nice looking wheel from Ram ProMaster. I like it much better than last year's model. The running board here, the full-length running board on this thing now has the dog leash attachments on the outside. It's very strong, and at only 6 foot 9 inches wide, it's okay to have a fixed running board on here. You're really not taking up any lane space that's critical. So nice compact unit right here, very small. This is going to fit in your driveway just fine. Now, a lot of stuff has changed back here from the 36A to the 36B with the addition of the full bath across the back here. So similar in some ways to the larger Solis, the P or the PX. This, right off the bat, I can say we have an outside shower over here, but this is also the inside shower. So right now you can maybe see that's hooked up to the ceiling up there. And that will also move outside here. There is a drape that comes across when these come together. So we can shower outside back here. Still have plenty of privacy that way. Inside here, you do have easy access to your water pump, your gray tank drain, your line drains. Everything is very easy to get to. You probably noticed we have the water pump disconnected because we do have it winterized. Still cold around here, but of course that'll change soon enough. The toilet. Now, many of Winnebago's products you've seen are going to have the cassette toilet. And this is called a cassette toilet, but it's really not the same as the others. The others are always close to an outside wall because you have outside access to remove that 5-gallon tank. What they did on the 36B here is they centralized the toilet in here and gave it 10% more capacity. And this is a removable style toilet. So of course, fully self-contained itself, you can take this outside and use it if you had to. But that gives you more shower space inside here. And this also has access to your 5-gallon propane tank, 20-pound, let's call it 20-pound. I disconnected the bracket on the side right here just to show you how easy this thing is to get in and out of there. And of course, if you're not using any propane, you can take this out and have just that much more storage space inside the unit. So very nice feature right there. The screen back here, of course, comes down and completely blocks things in. You have full blockouts on your back windows back here as well. And just in case I forget to show you on the inside, there is a nice shower door that self-squeegees as it closes right there. So good privacy in the shower right here. If need be, you can also use the full surround shower curtain that comes with this as well. So let me unsnap that. Back over here, you've got, they had some empty space, so they gave it to you. So there's no empty voids on this anywhere. All the space is available or used at this point right now. So again, very good design. Got to hand it to the designers at the draft table. They did a good job putting this thing together. Up here on the top, you can see you do have the backup camera, which also assists for hitching. In the hitch here is a 3,500 pound and also comes equipped with the 7-way and the 4-way adjacent to the hitch right there. All right, moving over here, you may not want to go through opening that back up in there and getting your propane turned on and off every time. So they made easy access for you here to get to that propane tank. And then your gray tank valve is, or dump is where you would expect right here. So the termination point right there. If you're at a campground, very easy to just leave that hooked up all the time. This is really a great campground unit as well as boondocker. So the reason, and I don't want to forget this when I get inside, but I want to point out that the big difference between the 36A and the 36B is not just the bathroom itself. It's also the fact that you have the Truma combi system on this one. So that is 3 outlets of heat inside here on the Truma combi and hot water support as well. So unlimited hot water via that Truma combi. The 36A has the Truma Vario and that is just a direct discharge, non-ducted, heat-only system. So the combi is obviously much better, and of course necessary when you have a fully self-contained motorhome with the full bath in there. All right, over here is where your 30 amp cord is going to plug into this thing, and that's going to provide you with all the AC power, of course, you could need inside, and fast charging of the battery system on here, that EcoFlow. This is the discharge vent for the Truma Combi. Just for those of you that don't know, a single vent right here actually has two tubes going to it. One large one for the cool air to come back into the system for the burner, and then a smaller one inside that for the discharge. So one basic connection to the Truma Combi through a dual vent. All right. Discharge for the exhaust over on this side, not your patio side. Very smart. Glad to see that. We're going to talk about most of this stuff when we get inside right here, but what a really nice, easy, simple van to drive. It's only 6 foot 9 inches wide overall, 6 foot 3 inches wide on the interior, and I might mention that the only available option right here is what's called a cab seat bed. And that's an inflatable bed that'll go across these front seats right here. This particular unit does have that. So that is something you can get that third person in here. And with 6 foot 3 interior, who knows, maybe I'll blow it up and try it one of these days, because it sounds pretty nice having that feature. All right, so redesigned headlights now for the 24 model. And under here, you can see that still everything is very simple to do, be it your brake fluid check, your coolant reservoir, your coolant fill, your windshield washer fill over here, engine oil check, engine oil refill, cab air filter. Everything very easy to get to. They've just done a nice job. All right, so let's take a look at a couple things on the inside. One of the coolest features on this 36B is the multifunctionality of the dinette. So for time reasons, I'm not going to demonstrate the 9 or so different features that you have on that dinette, but I do want to explain how cool this thing is. So from there, you can see that right now we're in a position where it's just basically a simple dinette for 2 people. Now, because both of these extend out right here, that'll create a very large bed for 2 people, or seating for 4 in a dinette style this way. You also have this flip up feature down here. Of course, that's going to extend out that way as a lounger. And what I really love about this is when this side extends out over here, you can have 2 more passengers with shoulder belts back here riding facing forward. So that's very important too, even a tie down for car seat here if you so desire. Let me stand in the bathroom right here. Oh, I didn't put my cover back on, but you can see at 6 feet tall right here, I just make it. Now it's 6 foot 3 on the interior over there. So just keep that in mind. It's really nice and tall, but it doesn't look that big on the outside. So they've done a nice job in that regard. In the shower area right here, I do have a mirrored medicine cabinet over here. So lots of space in there for that. Of course, there's my shower head right there. The sink, I've got a weatherproof patio outlet over here, so 8 more AC power in the bath area. And then this is where your water compartment is down here with all your pump and everything else. Over on this side, you do have very nice 2 big shelves, deep storage, and then 4 pockets for extra stuff. Now you've got this large area down below as well. And then what I really love, they, again, like I said, they had a little bit of space. They didn't want to leave an empty void. There's a nice little compartment right back over there as well. So pretty cool how they took advantage of this space so well. All right, like I mentioned, you can't see me in there with that closed. Before I demonstrate a couple things over here, I want to point out that this system has the new EcoFlow. The EcoFlow is really amazing. So fixed on this unit is a nice big lithium battery pack, and I purposely ran this down a little bit right here because if we think about it, I want to start the engine on this towards the end, and you'll see our recharge time for that battery is going to decrease considerably when it starts getting a charge from the engine. Now, on the system itself, I can keep track of course, like battery temperature. There's another display of what I've got remaining over there. How much I've got going out on DC over here. And then input. This is really nice. So there's 2 alternators on here to recharge this thing very fast. And then your solar right now, sun's a little bit low on the horizon, so I'm not getting full charge out of that, but it's not doing too bad with the sun down so low. So right now I'm getting 24 watts back into the thing. From my solar right there, it's gonna take, you know, quite a long time to recharge this thing, but going back to where I was over here, right now my recharge time, you see it's 6 days. Well, that's because my battery is so low right there. But if I start this thing up, that's gonna reduce down to hours. So maybe about 3 hours, 3.5 hours. We'll check that and see. On my output right now, I have everything turned off. So I'm not looking to run the air conditioner or outlets in here. So I've got my AC output from the inverter turned off. On DC, when I enable this right now I'm gonna start getting everything lit up in here and fired up, so I've got power coming in. I'm using 32 watts of power right now. What a great system. I can do everything. I'm in complete control. I know exactly what time I've got left, what my current state of charge is, how much longer it's gonna take to get to fully charged, and I can turn systems on and off, all from this one panel. So I really love that. This is a great system. It's exclusive to Winnebago, and I urge you to give me a call, and if you want to go into a little more detail on this, I'm happy to do so. I really love this. This is the new wave, the trend. This is where the world is going in RVs right now. So kudos to EcoFlow and Winnebago for getting together on this thing. Over here, I've got a battery meter that is going to tell me my state of charge, but it's very, you know, simple. It's not going to be like this over here, very detailed. So that's almost, in my opinion, worthless, but they use the same panel for other things, so I understand why they do that. I've got gray tank capacity up here as well, and I can turn my water pump on and off. Remember I mentioned Truma Combi. So the Truma Combi system is, oh, we're getting a break in. The Truma Combi system over here gives you a lot of features in that, be it comfort heating or water heating, I can select my temperatures, my time of day that I want it on or off. I can have my thermostat raise and lower automatically based on time of day. My fan speed, there's a boost mode, so if you want to warm up really fast, you can do so. What a fantastic system. Truma started building systems in 2007, but it was a few years after that that the United States started putting them in, you know, our RVs here. So very nice. That's out of Germany, I believe. So let's talk about the galley. First of all, the first thing I notice when I look at this is I actually have more counter space in this tiny little thing than I do my Solis 59PX. So great space right here. Now, if you're a gourmet chef and you're going to have all kinds of places you need to work and use, then of course you can do that as well right here. So 2-burner cooktop right there. They're both the large burners. Automatic backsplash when that goes up right there. Single lever faucet. Not a huge sink, but big enough to do everything you want to do. A huge sink just wouldn't make sense in here, so more counter space is actually more appealing. There's great storage up above right here. Now we've gotten rid of the magnetic catches and we've gone to these nice heavy duty props on here. Those things are great. They stop just in time for the air conditioner. Even if these are open, you're not blocking any vents or anything else. So great storage for dishes and what have you up there. There's 3 different drawer arrangements in this thing. So very deep drawer, shallow drawer, and then half drawer right here, obviously for the sink. Really good storage for a tiny unit like this. Okay, so let's talk about this. This right here is called a thermistor, and this is what measures the temperature inside the room, so the Truma system knows, you know, when to kick on and off. Just like you saw outside or on the side of the galley over there for outside access, you've got your USBs and your 12-volt outlet up here. AC power outlet, that is close to a water source right there, so that's why it's a GFI breaker. And this is a great feature right here. So you can certainly, instead of having a push button and relying on electronics to tell you exactly what your water level is, these guys have a freshwater indicator over here, and you'll actually see the level of your water tank inside here. So you know exactly how much water you've got left right there. You can refill your freshwater tank over here, or you can use the feature in the back with the high-speed tank fill. So there's a valve back there you can turn when you're hooked up to city water, and this thing will fill up much faster. Now, this is a really cool little deal right here. This has attachments, so when that seat comes over, you've got, let me get that out of there. You've got your extra seat belt attachment over here, so that, you know, when this seat is all the way over and you're traveling with 2 people, which have their shoulder belts over here, they're fully locked in and ready to go right there. That's really nice. That you can have 4 people like that. The Eco Hot is another Winnebago feature that I really like. So you got 20 gallons of fresh water on here. You want to be a bit conservative with that if you're out boondocking. But you want some hot water to clean some dishes or wash your hands or something like that. With the system enabled, you can actually turn this over to the preheat feature right here. Within 10 seconds, you'll have hot water available at the sink. So you don't have to run a gallon or so through until that hot water finally makes it up there. So turn that on for 10 seconds, you've got hot water up here at the galley right then and there. So very nice. All right. Underneath the dinette over here, we have more 12-volt USB and AC outlets. Okay, so whether you're standing over there, back here in the bathroom, in the galley, or at the dinette, you've got access to USB, AC, and 12-volt. Nice large cabinets over here. Once again, no magnets up above anymore. We've got the nice heavy-duty props in place now. They've reinforced these cabinets right here, so not shaking around. Everything's nice and solid right there, and ample space. So again, very good storage for a very small unit. We do have slider windows over here that open up, and the full blockouts that zip into place there as well. So, a lot of stuff in a small little area right here. Whether it's a couple or a single person, this is a great unit. Travel the country. You've got everything you want right here, right now. If you're a family with a couple of kids and you want to travel across country, well, it's great. You can cook a meal, you can take a nap, you can be seat belted in back here, you can use the restroom, all while you're traveling down the road. Again, that's what legitimizes this as a fully self-contained motorhome at only 17 foot 10 inches long. So really fantastic. All right, so up here in the front, this is not changed a lot from the previous model year, but all right, I wanted to fire this up because I want, first of all, you to see this right here. This rear view camera monitor right here is so fantastic. Really nice wide display right there. There's adjustments you can make. There we go, up and down, so you can change your view there a little bit. You can tell I haven't done this a lot. But yeah, what a great, nice high definition view of what's going on back there. Very comfortable. This to me feels like it's not quite the same as the 23s in that in the 23 models, I felt like I was sitting up so very high. Here, I'm kind of looking through the windshield at 6 feet tall, too, by the way, let me remind you. But here, I'm looking through the windshield here, where on last year's model, I felt like I was way up here. So for very tall drivers, you'll find this to be a lot more suitable for you when you're driving this thing. You do have a nice tow haul mode on here. Now in the tow haul mode right there, of course, it'll change your shift points if you're driving something back behind you, and it'll give you that reverse cruise control ability. And what I mean by that is we've got standard cruise control on this thing like every other vehicle does. But with the tow haul mode, when you're heading down a long hill, you can engage tow haul and then use your brake to slow down to whatever speed you're comfortable with, say 50. And now this thing will actually hold you at 50. So that's why I call it a reverse cruise control. It's holding you back in speed instead of up in speed. So very nice right there. Great controls, very easy to get to on the steering wheel right here. You've got a electronic park brake over here. And you have the feature for starting the engine off of the EcoFlow battery, just in the unlikely event you left your headlights on too long or played the radio too long or something along those lines and you couldn't get it started. So you can give yourself a jump start right there. All right, 2024 Winnebago 36B, the Solis Pocket. These guys did a nice job with this. This answers all the questions I have about how do I find a fully self-contained motorhome that really fits comfortably into a normal parking space. The Travato, the 59PX, 59P is a little shorter, but those at 21 feet long, they just make it into that normal parking space. With that longer wheelbase, they don't quite turn as sharp. This has virtually all the same features that those do, but it's condensed down under 18 feet right now. So fitting in your driveway, pulling into a normal parking space. I don't mind taking this thing to the grocery store. This is just a second car. But for the 18th time, I'll tell you, this is a fully self-contained motorhome, and that's what I love about it. So if you'd like to know more about this thing, little things I didn't mention perhaps, don't understand, please do give me a call. My name is Bill Hurtado with Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. You can email me, bill.hurtado@transwest.com. My cell phone number 714-809-4813. I'm happy to take your calls and answer your questions, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks for taking the time to watch. Have a great day.